winter campaign returns. We are in the 19-bit of the winter campaign,
Yes.
1819. Welcome back to the new year and the same old campaign. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack. Nice to see you.
Survived your Christmas.
I have. I'm struggling a little bit today, but yeah,
Me
nonetheless.
too. I can only apologise for all the sniffing. The goose has gotten fat and been eaten. Christmas has come and gone. But we are still here in our winter campaign. As the temperature keeps kind of suggesting it's going to get cold. It did a little bit last week. It got freezing. We'll talk about the SWEP.
Yes. SWEP.
But what we want to say is thank you so much for everybody who came in over the Christmas period, but it is still winter and we are relevant all year round, and this is what we're going to do during 2019. So Will, the winter campaign rolls on. Why is it so important for us to continue to tell people about the struggles?
Homelessness, whether it's vulnerably housed, rough sleeping, which is I guess what you see on the street, but anybody who is facing any challenge around their housing provision is an issue that is faced all the year round, but sometimes it's not so visually seen, and I think that's the concern I have, is that people think that rough sleeping is the one manifestation of homelessness.
Yeah.
It is one of the manifestations, but not all of them. It's critical that we support people throughout the year with issues around debt relating to housing, with issues around inappropriate landlords, and what might be what we would regard as inappropriate living. There's lots of different ways that people are making themselves vulnerable or are putting themselves in a vulnerable state. And key to the relationships we have with a lot of our friends is to get to a place where they will share that information.
So what about the winter campaign can we specifically tell people that's still relevant now, even though Christmas is gone? And I mentioned Christmas because we get the most amount of donations, and we are
So
really on
let's-
the psyche of
Yeah.
people at Christmas. But people still have the same problems in January.
So let's face it, January, February, March, April, and throughout the whole of the year, the vulnerable position that people are in terms of housing doesn't change just because it peaks at Christmas. I think the thing that people got this year is that it is permanently a problem throughout the year, and I think the response I've had post-Christmas is about how can we help. It's about awareness. You know, we go on about get informed. Thank you Giles, who got informed about winter provision with the council, got in touch with the council direct, understood what we do in terms of our provision, where we meet statutory provision, what we do to facilitate folk who are struggling to engage in a conversation. So it's about being informed, understanding what the food bank offers, understanding what the provision of support through the CAB is. Get informed. So if you do stop somebody in the street, yes, ask them what they'd like in terms of a tea or coffee or a sandwich, but it's about giving them advice. Empower yourself. You know, we can all do it. We can all make a difference.
I was at something recently, and it was like talking about looking forward to 2019 and a fresh start for the year. A lot of people we work with, there is no fresh start. There is no, looking forward. Every day is you're looking forward to what your next meal might be and stuff like that. So this time of year, it's great to be informed about that. It's also great to be informed about the weather at this time of year is horrible. So we've got I can't remember, the SWEP.
So the SWEP. So what that basically is, it's a provision by the statutory providers.
If the weather drops below 0 degrees for one night, it's well worth going down to the borough council offices and ask, are they going to enact these protocols? Because then what you can do is, if you see anybody on the street, you can say, go to the borough council before 5 o'clock and they will find you somewhere.
Key
B&B
is going early, because you need to be risk assessed, and then there are spaces, I think between 4 and 5 spaces, which are made available usually at Eagle House, and that's where people are taken in.
Or B&Bs.
Or B&Bs. The provision is there, but you have to identify a need and also have a risk assessment. So you have to think in advance. So our friends who might not think in advance are relying on you to remind them. So if you see somebody in the high street in the afternoon and it's cold, or you think it's going to be cold, it's always worth that intervention.
And so what if you're the 9th person to tell that person that day? They won't be annoyed.
No.
They might be annoyed, but you might have been the first
and
person.
I am categorically told that housing will be offered where appropriate to somebody in need.
Right, let's stop talking.
Thank you, Jack.
We could talk for ages. Thank you very much,
I'm going
Will.
to use my new mug.
Yeah, look at his mug, he loves it. Don't forget to check out Hob News, which is always on Sundays at 4.
4.
Yeah, the campaign video goes up Wednesdays at 6. I don't know why I'm asking you, I do it.
It's exciting, exciting stuff coming.
There is some really exciting stuff happening in 2019, so please keep in touch, like and share these videos, get it out to as many people as possible. We love chatting to people about what we do, and we've had 2 new volunteers come in today alone, so it's been great.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.